Happy Saturday. Hope all is well. Um, this is like I said. This is the weekend, and we had some good music that dropped this week. All right, so we gonna set it off with my guy Jim Jones. Our good brother, man, he dropped a new album this week. He actually dropped it yesterday. It's called At the Church Steps, and I listened to it the other day, and I liked it. I think it's a good piece of work. You can tell he put his all into it. The production is good. Um, he met the Jim Jones bar. I think that's the most important thing. He met the Jim Jones bar. Um, I took some notes from it. Um, he was also on the Breakfast Club the other day. I don't know if y'all peeped that. He did an interview on the Breakfast Club, and it was pretty swell. It was, he gets emotional, about his music, about his craft, about how loyal he is to Dipset and the people that he works with, and you gotta salute to that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta salute to that, right? So a couple of the things that stuck out when during this interview was he spoke about how when Ballin dropped, how he ran through $20 million while promoting that record, and during that whole time, because all of those shows, features, things of that nature, all of that, it runs up about 20-30 million, right? So he talked about how he ran through it, how he could have invested a little bit better. He had to fire some accountants and get an actual business manager. And I think one of the things he spoke about on that interview was the difference between an accountant and a business manager, right? And that was a jewel for me, because what he says is a business manager is supposed to help you invest your money, whatever money you're accruing from your music, whatever endorsements you have. That business manager is supposed to help you invest that money into other things, right? And his accountant, sometimes we leave a lot of the numbers to the accountant, and we might not have a business manager, or we might just think that our manager is just to help you get a record deal, or help you an artist manager, to help you do different things. So you can have an artist manager, but you also gonna need a business manager too. So this is all going back to the conversation we had a couple weeks ago about the masters, the importance of owning your masters, or if you're trying to buy masters, and why people sell their masters, right? So you got artist manager, business manager, and of course an accountant, right? Three totally different roles that you definitely need in order to stay afloat and to stay active and financially stable in this industry. Um, you want to stay out. You want to stay off the IRS chopping block, because they will come for you if your paperwork isn't together, right? So I'm glad that my brother Jim is definitely taking that serious, and he has a business manager, right? So what else? What else? He also spoke about how he keeps his relevance in the music industry right now. It's very hard to stay relevant in this music industry right now. Hold up, make sure subscribe to the channel. If y'all haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. This month we're gonna have some sisters on here, entrepreneurs. This is Women's History Month, so we definitely gonna have some good women on here with business that have their own businesses. I have a great tax, T for tax, um, episode coming up this month. So I want y'all to just stay tuned for that later on in the month. Give y'all information on your taxes, especially if you have an LLC, the benefits that an LLC could have on your personal taxes, right? So back to my man Jim. So the way he stays relevant, is something else, man. I like how he's steadily trying to, not trying, but he's trying to bring up the younger generation. You know what I mean? Like the Keen Streets and Dice Peso. Like he has these guys around him. He has these guys at these interviews and just having them there to experience, you know, the different things that he has to do to promote his record and to introduce him to these people. I think that's very important. You know what I mean? Because they got to do the same thing when it's time for them to drop their record. You got to go on these promo tours. You got to go to the interviews. How do you act on these interviews? How do you carry yourself? What do you talk about? What not to talk about? You understand what I'm saying? So that is key to, and he also spoke about how they give him information on how to stay relevant in this industry. Because if you don't have that information, then you rocking off old news, off old trends. So they keep him afloat to like what's popping, what's not popping in the industry, and as far as the music is concerned, what types of slang probably to use, right? And what he's giving them in return is giving them the knowledge, the information, you know what I'm saying? Giving them the tools to be successful as they come up in the industry, what to do, what not to do, right? So that it's very important. It's very, I think, you know, that's one thing about Jim, man. He's very good at bridging the gap. Bridging the gap is so important in this music industry. We don't see enough of it, you know, and I think it's, you know, it's a good thing. You know, I respect that, you know. I don't know if y'all know, this is Jim's 20th. He dropped his first album 20 years ago, right? On My Way to Church. So this album is called At the Church Steps. So he said maybe, you know, I guess a couple years from now, or one of the albums he's gonna have coming up is gonna be called In the Church. You know, he's actually made it in the church. You know, and he spoke about how he was actually brought up in the church, going to Sunday school and things of that nature. You know, and after doing some research, you know, I found out that I know some people that's related to him who were very, very much into the church. So that is definitely a fact. Jim Jones was definitely, you know, going to Sunday school, going to church, you know, active, you know. So now I see why he makes these records in reference to the church. You understand what I'm saying? So shout out to Jim, man. And, you know, if you end up being in the church as a preacher or as doing anything, you ain't gotta be a preacher when you in the church. You could come as you are and do as you are, whatever, you know, whatever's put on your spirit. So whatever he ends up doing in the church for the church, like I salute that, I support that, and I hope he does it full fledged and is blessed from it. Real talk. You know what I mean? He dropped some really, really, really good jewels, you know, on this interview. You know, back to the spending habits, you know, taking those private jets and the shopping, like, you know, in the industry back in the days, you know, you had the Dame Dashes, right? So dudes like that, all we saw was Dame every day. He would have a new pair of sneakers. Every day he would have a new outfit or whatever the case is, wouldn't wear nothing twice. So we kind of came up in the industry, you know, thinking like that, making moves like that, just spending the most that would really put you in a situation where you didn't need to be in. It's like, you ain't got that kind of money. And even if you do got that kind of money, you should be investing that money. That money shouldn't be used unwisely. You understand what I'm saying? So I like how he's really educating the young brothers and the youth on how to spend your money when you get these record deals. So he's playing a big brother role. He's definitely playing, you know, a big brother role, you know, with this whole music thing he's doing, right? I like how he spoke about how deep his catalog is, man. 20 years deep catalog is crazy. Like, you know, people might say, oh, he's more of like he's like, if he did a verses, it would be with somebody like Styles or whatever the case is. I respect that. You know, he spoke about it. You know, he didn't feel that Styles has a catalog like his, you know. I don't know if maybe I feel like he should probably do something with Cam. You know what I'm saying? Or 50 Cent. You know, Jim has some really good hits. And when you're on a platform like Versus, you are really catering to not just a mainstream crowd. You know, you're catering to a crowd who listens to those mixtapes, and that's where the Locks came up on Dipset. Like they put that energy into those mixtape songs that they have, and that was the difference. That's what swayed the audience with loving their music and digging their music more than Dipset. You know, and he spoke about, they mentioned Jay-Z, him doing something with Jay, and I like how he just straight up X'd that out. He was like, nah, I'm not doing nothing with Jay. Like, Jay is like, he's top dog. Like, everybody know that. Like, I wouldn't even, the only one I feel I can do something with with Jay-Z is probably Drake. You know, like a Drake or maybe like a Future or something like that. But that gap is just too long. Like, maybe Drake and Jay-Z, if that. But Jay's catalog is crazy. Jay got mad different joints he can hit us with, man. You know, I really don't think like Jay-Z in the verses, I don't think niggas can rock with him. Like Jay did a song with Michael Jackson. You understand what I'm saying? Like Drake is official. Drake got a lot of hits. I get it. But Jay-Z, he can literally do every song Jay-Z does, we will know words bar for bar. I think that's what sets him apart from the others. I'm not 100% sure that if Jay-Z does a verses with Drake, that every people are gonna know the words bar for bar. I don't care who's in the audience. Jay-Z can literally do a song he can literally do 20 songs where when he goes to his verse, everybody know the words bar for bar. And I think that's the difference. So that's what separates Jay from anybody, hands down. You know what I mean? I like how Jim, he gave props to Diddy. You know what I'm saying? He gave props to Diddy. He let everybody know. He said, listen, man, like, he's the night before Diddy got locked up, he spent time with Diddy, you know what I'm saying, in Harlem. I saw it was an interview that he did in Harlem, so I guess he was probably with Diddy that same night, and how Diddy felt like so special in Harlem, when he, that night, and that's how it is in Harlem, low key. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got love in Harlem, when people fool with you in Harlem and you buzzing or whatever the case is, like, yeah, you might not, everything might not be going so right for you. You understand what I'm saying? But like when you in certain parts of Harlem and you from Harlem, niggas is gonna show you love, B. You understand what I'm saying? Like niggas is gonna show you love. Like I can stand on certain blocks of Harlem, and I never was a guy who stood on the blocks to sell drugs or nothing like that. But I could stand on certain blocks in Harlem and just chill with a milk crate or on a mailbox or chill on my car or something and literally get love from people walking past or driving past. Like, yo, stop and showing love. So I can only imagine Diddy being in a situation, or being, in that case, him being Diddy, you know what I'm saying, and knowing a lot of people from Harlem, him getting that love, man. And I just wish that Diddy would have been in Harlem a little bit more to get that love, to get all of that, to just vibe more in Harlem, man. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what's really missing from Diddy's, timeline. Like I feel like he should have been in Harlem a little bit more to show love. You know what I'm saying? To maybe do things in Harlem. I think that would have, we would have felt that. That'd have been good. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. He gave a shout out to Slow Bucks. I like the relationship they have. Like I don't know. I gotta do some research on him. It looks like he deals with the clothing and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. I would definitely like to interview brother man. You feel me? So whatever they got going on, I hope that goes on well. You know what I'm saying? Pops off good. I like, Jim is hustling. Jim is outside, man, and my boy is hustling. He getting to it. You feel me? And we regardless of what him and Cam got going on, like, you got to give kudos to the boy Jim. Like, he's the face of Harlem right now. He's the face of hip hop right now, low key. Ain't nobody really dropping like that as far as hip hop is concerned with the music. Like, nobody's really dropping other than Kendrick Lamar. Drake, he dropped, you know what I'm saying? But top 4 or 5 cats, like, especially from New York, like Jim dropping, man. Shout out to my Queens Queens Ninjas, Lex, Graph. They got a new song out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to them. You know, see what kind of music they gonna be dropping. You feel me? So it's like New York, we coming back, man. New York is coming back for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the energy that we got going on. Maybe Lex could do something with Jim or whatever the case is. Like, you know, shout out to King Streets. Shout out to what's this dude's name? Dice Peso. Dice Peso. He did a joint on Jim album. Like, so the joint that Dice Peso did on Jim album, I didn't even know it was Dice Peso. I was like, cause I'm thinking in my head, I'm thinking like, this dude is just a rapper, like a rapper, your rapper's favorite rapper type shit. You understand what I'm saying? But this dude he was low key like singing on a hook, and I was like, oh snap, my man is talented, yo. Like, this is some good exposure for Keen and Dice Peso. This is some really good exposures to them for them dudes. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm a very, very, very critical music analyzer. Like, I analyze this shit to the T. You feel me? So I'm not jacking, you know what I'm saying, too many artists that just be dropping stuff to drop stuff. Like, nah. You feel me? So I seen a song, one of the songs that he did on there. Let's go back to the track. Hold on, let me send this live to a few people real quick. While I'm talking about this while I'm having this conversation about Jim Jones album, because I want certain people in here so we could definitely get to it. Just got off of work, you know what I'm saying? And we get into it. Real talk. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all show love. Hit the notification button. I'm gonna be going live. Listen, I'm gonna be doing 2 to 3 lives a week. I'm gonna be doing another live tonight with my sister Joy. We're gonna be chopping it up about this whole DEI situation and what has the outcome of it from yesterday. How she feels about it, how I feel about it. We want to talk about the Jamal Bryant. He has a Zoom call tonight. I believe he's at like 98,000 people. He's trying to get to 100,000 people. You know, so I'm watching the Gervonta Davis fight tonight. So I don't know how that's gonna work out with me going on the Zoom. I'll probably be on the Zoom and watching a fight at the same time. So, and then I'm gonna do a Gervonta Davis fight recap tomorrow. Okay? So that's the type of time I'm on. It's gonna be a busy weekend. I got studying to do. You know what I'm saying? School is going great for any of those who care about school, about my education. You know what I'm saying? Education is important, man. My people out there, get your education. Get your edumacation. Okay? I don't care how old you are. I don't care. Get your education. All right? I know women who are 50 plus years old who just got their nursing degree, almost pushing 60 years old who just got their nursing degree. Now they making $150,000 a year. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't care how old you are, get your education, get you a trade that can put you in a good financial space. You understand what I'm saying? It's important. Like, stop taking this education thing for granted. Like, real talk, B. This is real talk. Let me just, send out to a few more people, and then we're gonna get back to the live, and we're gonna talk about this Jim Jones album, At the Church Steps. Cheer. Rest in peace to Angie Stone too, man. Can't forget about that, B. Like, she was definitely a big queen, a major queen in the R&B soul industry. Like, she was that lady, man. She was that lady. Like, she had niggas respected her. Niggas respected her, B. Like, they said she died in a car crash today. Her Sprinter flipped over, and a truck hit it or something like that. Like, rest in peace to her, yo. For real, for real. She was definitely put a mark in the music industry. Condolences to her family. So, so yeah, the Jim Jones album, official. Make sure y'all cop that joint. Make sure y'all download it, stream it, do all of that. So back to the Dice Peso joint. So there's a track on the album called Call On Me, right? That's the joint that Dice Peso, he's like singing on a hook or what have you. Lit. I like it. I'm about to play that album as soon as I get in the car. There's another song called Back in My Bag, another mean one. Another one of my favorite joints. Joint called End of Summer. Mean, felt that. That was a song I wish the Boys Squad of Harlem was on. Like, if we were still around, I think that would have been a perfect song for the choir to be on. Like, for all my choir heads, like, real talk. Yeah. That was a little flashback moment. But yeah, man, so album, fire. Make sure y'all download it, man. Make sure y'all stream it. You know what I'm saying? Support real hip hop. Support real hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That Jomo record, Jim said that joint was recorded almost 7 years ago. Just a 7-year-old song. You know what I'm saying? All you artists out there, make sure y'all stay focused. Stay in the studio. Make your music. Stay active. Stay motivated. You understand what I'm saying? If you're an artist out there, if you're an R&B artist out there, hit me up. If you're a rapper out there and you're looking for some direction or whatever, hit me up. You feel me? If you're a producer out there, hit me up. I'm all about connecting the dots. You understand what I'm saying? I want to see my people win. You feel me? Real talk. Real talk. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody uptown in Harlem. Once again, my people, make sure y'all stream that joint. Y'all want to hear some good music? Stream that album. Stream it. You feel me? So yeah, before I get off this joint, of course y'all know Black History Month was last month. I hope y'all, showed some love, and recognize some of the people that came before us who put it down for our culture, and I don't want to leave this live without just talking about something that will help you build your purpose in life, right? And I'm just gonna pick one thing that I have from my list that really that helps my purpose, right? And let's see. I'm gonna pick one right now. Okay, so the first one that came to me was confidence comes from accepting your insecurities. All right? Whatever insecurities you have, accept it. Accept what it is. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever it is. You might not even know what your insecurity is until it happens. And you're like, oh, snap, that's my insecurity. You understand what I'm saying? So if you learn how to accept your insecurities, things that you wouldn't post, things that you normally wouldn't talk about, I think the first step is just to accept it and say, this is my life. This is what I have to go through. I have to endure this. This is what's going on. Accept that, and confidence will come from that. Confidence will come from that. I was watching a sermon the other day, and one of the things that stuck out to me, I actually put it on my post. It says, a part of favor is people lying on you. That is so, so true. If you find yourself getting favor from God, that's what that's in reference to. When you put the work in, when you put your God work in, a lot of times you get favor, meaning you'll get a call from that job that you didn't think you would get a call from, meaning you'll get the raise you didn't think you was going to get. You'll get approved for something that you thought you wasn't going to get approved for. That recently happened to me in my life. Something happened in my life. I did not think I was going to get approved for it. Like, in the beginning, I thought I was, and they was like, no. Then I woke up the next day, and I was just like, looked on my phone. I was like, oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? And I could only, thank God for that and be like, yo, that's favor. You understand what I'm saying? So, that's my testimony, you understand what I'm saying, with favor, and you'll have your favor too. You understand what I'm saying? And if you don't feel like you have favor, like you're being blessed, and you see people around you being blessed, Think in your head like, yo, that person's blessed. Be happy for that person. Why? Because that means God is working. You see him working. And guess what? You might be next. You might be next. You feel me? So, yeah, so when you have that favor, when things is going good for you, people see you doing well, people see you going to the next level, guess what? That's when people start making up lies and just little murmurs and just little things start to happen. You understand what I'm saying? Don't let that get the best of you. Don't let that get the best of you. The caption I put with it's amazing the stuff people make up. The fact that they're talking about you must mean something. You feel me? You know how people say if they ain't talking about you, that means you ain't doing good, you ain't doing right. So it happens. That's how it. Don't let that discourage you to like get depressed or start arguing or trying to figure out who said it. And that's when the devil starts really working on you. When you start trying to find out who said what and why they said it, like that just comes with the territory. Like Biggie said, rest in peace. More money, more problems. You understand what I'm saying? Jealousy and envy just come with the territory. Rest in peace to Biggie's moms, Mama Wallace. Yo, shout out to her too. She turned that $10 million estate to a $160 million estate. Yo, shout out to her. She put her work in. I don't know what she did. Like, all I know is that she flipped it. Big flip. You know what I mean? And Mama Wallace, salute to you for that. May you rest easy. Shout out to the kids, CJ and I believe Tiana. Shout out to her. You know what I mean? Y'all stay focused, stay positive. Continue to keep your father's legacy alive. It's not hard to keep his legacy alive because he laid the path for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Not just with y'all, but the people around him. All the people around him, they keep his legacy alive too. And that's real love right there. You feel me? So CJ, yeah, I see you, man. Your joint, you got some ill clothing. I see you getting busy in the clothing industry. Keep it up, bro. But yeah, man, listen, man, love is love. Just wanted to come on here, chop it up with y'all a bit. Y'all see what the thumbnail is. Go stream that Jim Jones album. The joint is official. It's good music. Trust me. All right, so let me go pick up my little baby, my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna watch this fight tonight. All right, salute, one love.